Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be talking about the Utah Jazz and how they're the most underrated team in the NBA. But before we get into it, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, like the video, and comment down below who you think is the most underrated team in the NBA. But little insight on the Jazz, they're 31-13, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, and they're second in the West. Don't really think anyone expected that, but I'm going to talk a lot about the players and then a tiny bit about the team. But the players, we have Donovan Mitchell, the star player. He's averaging close to 25 points per game, 4.2 assists and rebounds, over 46% from the field, and 365% from three, over 85% from the charity line. So great stats. He's the leader of this team, even though he's only in his third year. He's only 23, but he is the leader of this team. He has led them before, and he's most likely going to be a first-time All-Star this year. I think that there's no way that he isn't. Now, he didn't deserve to be an All-Star starter just because Luka Doncic and James Harden have been having incredible years. But definitely deserves to be an All-Star. And then we have his center, is basically pair. It's basically the dynamic duo for the past couple of years. Rudy Gobert with over 15 and a half points, 14 and a half rebounds. He's one of the best centers in the paint. Incredible center. He's arguably the best defender in the league. He has 2 blocks right now, and he's won the past couple of Defensive Player of the Year awards. Definitely has a chance to get another one this year. And he cannot shoot the 3 ball, but he makes his shots pretty much only because he really only shoots in the paint because he just can't shoot that well, but he is a great old-fashioned center, great paint scorer, great paint defender, and he's definitely one of the best centers inside the three-point line. But then we have the player that I think is the third best player on the team instead of Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic. He's averaging over 21 points per game. He's just a bucket getter. He doesn't do a lot of other stuff that well, but he gets you buckets, gets you points. That's what's great about him. He is averaging over 45% from the field, over 415% from three, and he's one of the best people from the free throw line, over 90% this year. And that's just absolutely incredible. He is a force at the line. And yeah, if he gets to the line, you're not stopping him. He's going to make them, and that's just going to be huge in the playoffs, especially in close games where they're in the lead late. They have to foul Bojan Bogdanovic. He's going to drill them. That's just huge for this team. But then we have the person I mentioned before, Mike Conley. Now, he's only playing 25 games this year because he has been hampered by injuries. Only started in 22. And he started out extremely slow. Now, he has gotten a bit better as the season progresses, but this is not the Mike Conley that we saw in Memphis. I think his stats were a bit better because he didn't really have anyone else on that team. Might have got some garbage time stats, and I think that's why he didn't get an All-Star. Now, he should have got an All-Star. Not going to say shouldn't have, but I'm going to say one thing. If everyone is saying that he is underrated, doesn't that mean that by the fans he's not that underrated? Now, by the media, he is incredibly underrated. By the All-Star voters, he is incredibly underrated. But by everyone else, by the fans, they're 50% of the All-Star voting. So while all of the fans are saying, Mike Conley, he's underrated, he should have made an All-Star game, why don't you vote for him then? Vote for him to make the All-Star game if you think he should have, if you think he's the most underrated player. Vote for him to make the All-Star game. But he has not been the same player, like I said. Only averaging 13 points. He's done trash efficiency. Just over 1/3 of his shots go in, and just over 35% of his threes go in. Now that is not a bad 3-point percentage, but he doesn't even have a 13 player efficiency rating. He has 12.6. That's definitely not that good. Now for the secondary players, we have Joe Ingles, nicknamed Jingles. I think pretty much everyone loves him. But he is a great 3-and-D player. He is averaging about 11 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 45% from the field, and over 415. I think he's at 422% from the three. Just incredible. 13.5 PER, so actually higher than Mike Conley. But he is just a great player, great 3-and-D player. And then we have Jordan Clarkson, who got traded about a month ago from the Cavaliers to the Jazz. But I took his total stats from the Cleveland and Utah just because his stats are pretty much identical from Utah and Cleveland, and his time in Utah, just a short sample size, only about a month. So I took his stats from both, but they are pretty much identical stats in Cleveland and Utah. But he has been averaging almost 15 points per game. Now, he can't really get assists, he can't really get rebounds, but like Bogdanovic, he's a bucket getter. Now, one part that I don't like, they don't have a lot of people that can get assists on this team. They are one of the lowest teams in the league for assists. Lowest teams in the league for assists. And I don't like that, especially in the playoffs when someone might get double teamed with Donovan Mitchell and it's just going to be tougher. But I guess it's working out for them right now. But he has an 18.3 player efficiency rating, Jordan Clarkson, and that is just incredible. 18.3, that is the third highest on the team, only behind Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. And then we have Royce O'Neal. He doesn't do much, about 6 points, 5 rebounds. Great backup center to have. But he's been playing over Ed Davis, which actually surprised me when Ed Davis went to Utah. I was like, oh, that's a great addition for Utah's depth because they don't have a ton of depth, or at least I didn't think so in the preseason. So I thought the addition of Ed Davis was going to be great. But Royce O'Neal has been playing over Ed Davis, and he has been playing pretty good. He's been able to shoot the 3-ball, and he's been able to make his shots, so that's pretty much all they need. And then Emmanuel Mudiay, just almost 8 points, about 2.5 assists and rebounds. Great ad from the Knicks. Great ad for their depth. He has been shooting almost 50% from the field, 480 to be exact. And he's had a pretty high PER. But just this team has been constructed beautifully. Got great players in the paint. Got players that can shoot the 3-ball like Bogdanovic. And Ingles, players in the paint like Gobert. And then you have Mitchell, who he's an all-around person. He can shoot the 3-ball, but he's great at driving. And Jordan Clarkson and Bogdanovic, who can just shoot middies. They can shoot from wherever. Bogdanovic is great from the line. Conley, just hopefully he comes back to form to be a good player. But even if he doesn't, he's still averaging about 13 points. It's definitely not bad. But then let's talk about the entire team. They're 31-13, like I said. 9-1 in their past 10. They just had a 10-game win streak snapped like 5 games ago. But after that, they still won like 4 straight. And the team has just been doing incredible. 18-2 in their last 20, 13-1 in their last 14. They are one of the hottest teams in the league because they started out 13-11. I didn't know what was going on with them. Nobody really knew what was going on with the Jazz. We didn't know if they'd be contenders. But after that 18-2 run, becoming a title contender, which I don't think many people predicted in the preseason. But that's just incredible. And their defense, maybe not as good as past years, but still really good. They're averaging the lowest amount of points allowed in the Western Conference. 4th most in the league, I think. 3rd or 4th most in the league. And in the past couple of years, they have heated up in the second half of the year, but they've heated up way later than they just did. They only heated up 24 games in the year. They were doing bad. And then they started heating up. So hopefully they keep this streak going. And right now they're on pace to win about 58 games. That is incredible. Hopefully they don't play the Rockets, because the past couple years they have lost the Rockets. 2017, 2018 in the conference semis, after they beat the Thunder, they lost to the Rockets. Then last year they lost to the Rockets. But the Rockets are definitely not the same team with James Harden going off. But the past couple of games, he has been doing worse, I want to say. But Russell Westbrook instead of Chris Paul. Eric Gordon has been injured for a while. And the team is just different. Hopefully they don't have to play the Rockets, though. But the Jazz, I think, are title contenders. They're the most underrated team in the league because no one really talks about them. Mostly Clippers, Lakers. But wow, everyone's been talking about Clippers, Lakers, Mavericks, Rockets in the West. The Utah Jazz have began heating up and going 18-2 in the last 20 and becoming the 2nd seed in the West. But guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, like the video, and comment down below who you think is the most underrated team in the NBA. But guys, again, thanks for watching, and peace.